What's up, gamers? This is that PlayStation game. I figured I'd give you guys a quick little thoughts and slash, I guess you say, predictions for Sony's State of Play on June 2nd. Honestly, with this event, I don't expect there to really be that much. In fact, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to say this event's going to be underwhelming because there's no God for Ragnarok or first-party titles. Um, from the sounds of it, Sony's focusing mostly on third-party and VR. And I am perfectly fine with that. I am a person who is more excited for some of these third-party games like Little Devil Inside and Stray than I am for most of the big AAA releases. Just because I know those AAA games are coming. I know those games will eventually come out. And I have no problem waiting. So with that said, I figure let's just go over a couple of things I'm pretty sure we're going to see. Obviously, the aforementioned Little Devil Inside and Stray. These games are kind of like Kina, where they're like kind of Sony exclusive, but they're still coming to PC. And I can't lie, Little Devil Inside in particular has really caught my interest just because I like the art style. I like what I see first with the story so far, and as you can see in the trailer here, it actually looks pretty stylistic. And from the gameplay we actually see in this trailer, it actually looks like it's more of a, I guess you would say, action game slash a bit of adventure. I like this little, they're just like boppling around as they travel across the world. Little stuff like that makes me go, oh, that game's got charm. And you know what? I kind of like having games have charm instead of those ultra realistic graphics. As far as Stray goes, well, Stray's kind of that ultra realistic graphics, but still having the style thing. These are like the things I want to see when it comes to this whole show, and I think these games are probably gonna get mentioned. The next thing is obviously VR2. Now they actually mentioned directly in this thing that there is going to be talk of VR. They even said there'll be several games announced for VR2, and some people are speculating there'll be Half-Life Alyx. I think that's the one that came to Steam. And I don't think that's impossible because Sony's probably trying to flex that checkbook they have. And it's like, hey, if we could put Half-Life Alyx on this, a lot of people are going to buy VR2. And I do think they're going to spend a good time on VR2. And I know VR is kind of one of those things that is hit and miss with certain people, but I don't think it's necessarily good or bad to talk about this. I think it's just they have to obviously talk about this day and they have to talk about this product before they release it. And I think that's going to be their big thing at the end of the day here is they're probably going to announce a date for VR2. Far as like when do I think it's actually going to come out? See, that's the question, right? Because it's kind of hard to tell. But some reports are saying, as far as late this year, before the holiday season, or in the holiday season, or next year holiday season. I think regardless, in the next 2 years, we're going to see this thing, and I can't wait to see what VR gaming looks like, especially if Sony's first-party studios get their hands on it. And yeah, first party. Let's talk about that. So I want to address this situation real quick because a lot of people are having a lot of hope on riding on God of War Ragnarok, essentially. And guys, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer here. I'm not trying to say that this God of War Ragnarok couldn't show up here. It could be like a last minute addition, or who knows, those so-called leaks could, be accurate or inaccurate. Who knows? But I think God of War Ragnarok is getting its own state of play. And the reason for this is very simple. Normally, when Sony has a big first-party game coming out, they want to showcase that. They don't want it to be part of a showcase. They want it to be the showcase. And we saw that in cases like with The Last of Us Part 2, Horizon Forbidden West, and hell, I think freaking Kena got a state of play. Well, I guess maybe sort of a state of play. Sony's definitely taking this approach of, we'll do these smaller, state of plays for third parties and all that stuff. We'll do these big showcases. That's like the term they like to use for their first party stuff, like their big first party announcements. And then they'll do a dedicated state of play for the next big first party IP or game they have some kind of contract with, like in the case of Hogwarts Legacy. So I don't think this is all bad. Again, I'm trying to come at this as a glass half, full approach of Yes, this isn't exactly what I would want. I want them to come out and talk about Spider-Man 2, the next Wolverine, the Wolverine game, and all that. But I'm also approaching it from a, I guess you would say realistic standpoint. And yes, I do think God of War Ragnarok's getting its own state of play. And I think at the end of that state of play, we're going to find out the release date. And I'm still confident that game's coming out this year, especially from everything I'm hearing. But I think it's kind of nice to have these smaller events every once in a while that showcase some of these smaller games. And again, the word here is small. And I know some people don't want that. People want the big AAA blockbusters. But to me, these are kind of like your. What's the best way to say this? I guess the best term, the best expression I could use is this is your vegetables. This is the science stuff. This is stuff you play while you're waiting for the next big game. And it's fine to wait for the next big game, and it's fine for these things to be sides because, some of these side games are still pretty damn good. Stray here, for all intents and purposes, looks really nice. And I know it's a cat game, and oh, yeah, why do you want to play as a cat instead of a god? I don't know. Sometimes you just have to do something a little different, something a little crazy, to enjoy the realistic or the super awesome shit like God of War. So, what do you guys think is going to be at this next state of play? Like I said, I think it's fairly just going to be third-party stuff. Maybe some big third-party announcements, but who knows? Also, one other thing I want to mention real quick is according to a leak that got put out there, leak, so you have to take that with a huge grain of salt. Final Fantasy 16 might not be here, and that makes me kind of question, like, what the hell Square doing then? Are they going to wait till Summer's Game Fest, or are they going to do their own kind of thing? Until next time, guys, this is That PlayStation Gamer. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that YouTube algorithm BS. Peace out, and have a good day.